another test now. Sorry about this. Very not good. Okay, let's go back to here. I don't even know if I'm on yet. Let's have a look. Here we go. Let's see if I've got sound. Bear with me a moment. No, still got no sound. Still got no sound. Why does this always do this? I've got sound, but not. Hang on a minute. I'm just trying all different things here. This stupid microphone. Moved, everything's moved. Okay, it's working. Now I'll get that camera sorted and then hopefully some people can come back. Come back, Suzanne. Where are we? There we go. About there, that's it. All right. Now, I'm just going to double check that sound again and see how we go. Oh, hang on, wrong one. I've got to turn the volume up. Oh, hang on, wrong one. I've got to turn the volume up. There we go. It's working again. All right. This microphone, I've never used it before. I mean, I've used it a while ago, a few years ago, and I remember that's why I stopped using it, because it just cut out like that. I don't know why it does it on Facebook. I mean, on YouTube Live. It's beyond me. I just don't know why. Went for so long and then just cut. And what I was trying to do was get back into the settings to see if I can reactivate that actual microphone, but it wasn't working. View on YouTube. I'm just pulling up the one so I can see your comments here. There we go. Reposted to the group. Thank you. Good, it's working. Yes, it's working. Thank you. Good, it's working. There we go. It's working. All right. I don't know where the hell we were up to, but the whole thing's just been bowled around by that bloody microphone. Grievily disappointed over that, but what can you do? Soldier on, I say. Soldier on. All right. Anyway, we'll get. It's all Q&A. I've asked those ones. Now I did have some over here. I'll bring that over there just so as I can read them. Now, this camera is right in my way. Is that okay there, or? Yeah, the camera's right. I'll have to look over here then. I was trying to look more in front of the camera to be more. Question 3, where do you find your inspiration from? So a bit of mixed up, a bit of from my mind, and sometimes I mix ideas from my mind and from a reference picture as well. When did you first know you wanted to paint? Back in 2012, I was watching a show on TV and I gave it a go, and that's when I realised I wanted to paint. When do you just keep chatting? Good morning. Didn't see the first part. You can always watch the replay. I don't know what I'm going to do here for editing wise, but yeah. Inspiration. When did you know you first wanted to paint? About 12 years, no, not 12 years ago, in 2012. Okay, here's another question. What made you want to become a YouTube guru for beginners in acrylics? How did you get started? Good question. Well, I didn't know I wanted to become a YouTube painting artist, and I didn't know I would become a guru as well. Use people out there are what labelled me as the guru, so I just kept going with it. The acrylic guru, I've just stick with acrylics because that's all I know. And I learnt how to paint. I was already artistically gifted in the mind when I do my pencils. I've always been artistic throughout my life, but I've never done painting. Gave painting a go. I picked it up. It's had its ups and downs for me. And when I was learning from YouTube, I self-taught myself, there was stuff that I still wasn't getting, and I felt I'm at a stage in my painting where I can teach people what to do and also give them what I wasn't getting in when I was back studying and learning to paint from YouTube. So that's how did you become? That's how it became to be what I am today. Can you show your bullshit stick? Oh, I didn't even read these questions before the show started. And explain how it's made. I showed that in last week's show anyway, so I don't have it with me. It's just a T-square. Excuse me. Now I use my YouTube canvases. They're all 12-inch by 16 inches. Sometimes I've done the odd half size of that, but in general it's 12 inches by 16 inch. Is there a replay of the... Yes, there is a replay of the first part. Oh, that you are telling that. Ian, how much for prints? How do you identify you first ever painting you showed us last week? What do you mean? How much are your prints? How do you identify you first painting you showed us last week? How do I identify it? I don't know. You just look at it and you go, I know that. I don't know what you mean, Lisa Carroll. Can you please say that a bit more appropriate? Because you've ballsed up your grammar there, I think. I'll grab them anyway. I've got some prints of my first painting, and I'll promote that as well while I'm here. Where are they? Now, every time someone buys a painting from me, they get an autographed photograph of myself, acknowledging them as the buyer and thanking them for virtually supporting my content. And I've made prints of the very first painting that I've ever done, back in 2012, okay? You will also receive a print of this, okay? It comes along with the painting. Now, if you're not buying a painting, you can buy just a print of that, but it costs me to get it to you. So if you're going to buy a print, you can probably buy, what other ones did I have? Oh, I've made prints of this one up as well, okay? Because it's a very nice abstract painting. So I've made some prints up of that. You can get a print of that as well if you want. If you want to just buy this one, I can give you a print of this and a print of that. The prints will be $75 US. My paintings are $80 US, and that's payable through PayPal. Where are we? Okay, Kevin Brownwar. Hi Ian, only got back from shopping. Have you found out about the putter on brushes? No, I haven't yet. I just haven't had time. I've been busy on the roofs. I haven't had time to go down there and search and see what... I haven't had time yet. Just give me time and it'll happen, okay? Lisa, you got your print. Now we got Janine Bernard. Hello, Ian. Do you present videos for... Yes, for intermediate painter. Yes, I do. Check out here. I even got one over here. It's a print that I made up for someone. I forget who ordered it, but I still got to get onto it for them. There's paintings like, where are we? Here's a couple here for intermediates. Even beginners can always give it a try. But there's ones like this. Okay, beautiful moon wolf setting. Okay, and there's the dolphin that I done as well. They're in there. Okay, there's quite a few in there for intermediate, advanced beginners, advanced artists in there. There's not all beginners, but beginners are always welcome to give anything a go. Because no coffee. Okay, Lisa. Evening, everybody, says Paula. I want that print. Could you find a hashtag number of on your list? All right, what one, Lisa? You need to tell me what one you want that print. There's no tutorial on this one here. This print here, I'm not sure. I can look it up though, if that's what you want. You need to tell me which one it is. Okay, no problem. Julie Cash got a painting and print. Geez, blah, really enjoyed the rainbow zebra. Yes, you can even get prints of that. Luckily, the lovely girl across the road has this painting here, and I asked if I can get it back to take some photographs suitable to make prints from. Okay, so there'll be prints available for that as well. Now, what's going on here? I watched you show them off. Have you thought about writing a book? I really enjoyed the rainbows. No, I've never thought about writing a book, if that was me you were asking. I just got to get that camera up too. It's cutting me head off. It's not quite nice when it cuts the man's head off. Okay. Long one here from Julie Pitham. Can you suggest how to create a background when you have a single subject to paint? I don't want to use the background in the photo. A photo of a dog or someone lapping up, only want to paint the dog. Do what I done in my painting I did of Steve. I did a tutorial on Steve, the cat, and I just simply painted it black. It looks great. I'll shout out some numbers for tutorials here. So hang on a minute. I'll go back to here. Where are we? Videos, and I'll just find out what number it was, so you'll get an idea what it looks like as well. So in your YouTube search bar, you can write down the number, and I've even done black and white portraits, and just simply, like this one here, made the black background. Okay, like Reese, I did a portrait of Reese, number 12, the Statue of Liberty, number 16, and I'm going to find Steve the cat painting, and that's a cat, but you can do the same with your dog. I even done a parrot, number 94, black background, just makes them pop. 125. Okay, Ian, I want the print of your first ever painting. No hashtag on the first one. All right, yeah, absolutely. You can have one of those. Absolutely. Done, Lisa. Done. Lisa Carroll was trying to find your first painting on your sales list. Lisa, I believe, wants to buy it. No, there's just prints available of it. I'm keeping the actual original for myself. All right, Lisa. My bad, Lisa. We got one, Janine Bernard. For me, it's always the foreground that is difficult. Yours are clever, you meaning? I'm assuming. Oh, where are we up to now? That microphone thing's just put me right off keel now. Only been going half an hour and the thing clagged up on us, didn't it, eh? Not too good. So, clever. Okay. Who was it that ordered? Someone ordered this print. I'll have to go back through my Facebook messages. Now, going back to prints and paintings, if you ever want to buy a print or painting, message me on Facebook. Links in the description below. If you're ever adding me as a friend on Facebook, message me on Facebook and tell me you saw me on YouTube. That way I know you're not a robot. And if you ever want to buy a painting or prints, they're all done through PayPal. There is a PayPal donate link there. That's what you use. And you also hit that if you want to support my content if you're watching the replay. A lot of people do that as well. Okay, clever. Sorry for the bad typing. That's okay. It's just when you type bad, because I'm not the cleverest reader. And when you type bad, I read incredibly bad. So yeah, it really starts jumblizing everything up. Anyway, we get by though, don't we? Like pulling teeth. Thank you. Check your PayPal. Okay. I'll have to message you because I don't know. I think you want one of these. I'm not sure. We'll find out later. It's by message. And that's why I get you to message me on Facebook, because that way we get all the I's dotted and the T's crossed and we know exactly what painting you're after. Janine Bernard Gossip. Ian's another cat. Ian's other cat is called Bernard. Yes, it is. Rod Miller, can you tell us about your scrumbling brush? I know it's a worn out flat brush. Is it a bristle brush or a soft brush? It was a soft haired brush. It wasn't a hard, scratchy bristled one. You know those little packets of flats you get? It was started out life as one of those. I don't have anything similar in here. But yeah, it's one of those. I'm always showing it when I'm using it anyway. Are you self-taught? How did you first learn, says April Tobin. Yes, I am self-taught, and I watched YouTube, people on YouTube, and I thought, like here, I'm going to show you my first painting. Look at the clouds here, right? I thought I could paint, but lo and behold, I couldn't. I mean, I could, I painted that, but the clouds to me weren't looking like real clouds. I was a bit grievily disappointed. The big, loud, white lines in the water. Some bits of it are okay, and some bits I just think, eh. But it was my first painting, and it's good to look back at it. And I might even do a rendition of this same painting as a tutorial of what it can look like now. So I learned on YouTube. How did you first learn? So yeah, that's how I first learned, on YouTube. How did you create a print for your paintings? They're done on a 300 GSM paper, very reasonably thick, very good quality, and it's a satin. So I'm gonna, where are we? You still see all the every little bit of detail that you see on a painting. They're very good quality prints. They're not half-heartedly done, and I do them at a printing place where they've got professional printing machines, and it's on an A3 paper, and it's the same size as a canvas. These ones are half size, okay, see there? So you can get a full one for 75 on a board, or you can get a couple of half ones, quarter size ones, depends what you want. Look at what I've got available for sale in the links in the description below, my art for sale. And if there's any art of mine that you want to own, just go through there and work out what's available. Ask me if the painting's still available. If it is, you can have it, or if it's not, you can always get prints, and you can mix and match prints up. And what some smart people have been doing, instead of just sending me PayPal donations, or like on here they do the super chat, one in particular, I forget the name now, but I said, you're not really getting much. And she goes, no, well, I'm just giving you a donation. But I thought, well, I'll get something out of it. So she's just ordered a couple of small prints as well, which was, her donation was more than that, but she was virtually giving herself a product for her donation, which was very clever, I thought. Okay, could we cut one down to make it flare out like yours? What do you mean, Rod Miller? Could we cut one down to make it flare out like yours? Hi Ian down under and all, says Laura Lou. G'day Laura Lou. You'll have to tell me what you mean by that, Rod Miller. It looks like clever art, no, says Janine Bernard. I'm not sure what you mean there either, Janine. Hi Laura Lou. Scrumbling brush. Oh, I get you what you mean, Rod Miller. No, you just get real hard on a flat brush and scrumble it against some denim and stuff, and just munt it up, have fun with it. Evening All says Jeff Green, cut the flat brush down. You can try it, see how you go. Do you freehand sketch or use a grid? No, I freehand sketch. I remember trying a grid years and years and years and years ago when I was a wee bit younger than what I am now. But I do it all freehand. Cut brush. Do you do freehand or grid? You read that one from April Tobin. Rod Miller. Okay, thanks. Hairy Hamster. Hello, Ian. It's Patsy from Ireland. Your art is fabulous. Thank you very much, Hairy Hamster. Patsy, that's a fabulous comment you got going there. G'day Geoff, says Angela Young. Now, what else did I have over this side here? I'm just going to do another. No, the sound's still good. Cut me hair today. Yeah, trimmed it down a bit. What else is there? Oh, some more questions. Okay. Once you have finished your painting and you are happy with it, what type of varnish do you use? I use a varnish in a spray can from the art store. I did used to get this stuff from the hardware store, but sometimes it can dry a bit yellow. Okay, so I just go to the art store and buy the aerosol can of varnish, and it's gloss. It does dry. I can show you one that I've varnished here, ready for sale, the difference. And I'm just out of shot there, but I'm still here. I've got so much stuff going on here. Now let me find it. Some of my paintings, believe it or not, my opinion, you might agree with me, they don't really need to be varnished as well. I'm going to show you, like this one's varnished, and I'm going to, like this one here. The texture, the colour, the vibrancy of it, it really, in my opinion, doesn't have to be heartedly varnished. Now, I'm going to show you the one that's not varnished. I don't know if the camera's going to do it justice, but the colours in that red, yellow, orange colour, they're really beautiful without being varnished, okay? Now, this one is varnished. It has a bit of a sheen to it, but this is the gloss. Let me wait till my camera catches up. There is a bit of a delay. Now, there is a sheen and a gloss on that as I tilt it, okay? Now, this has been varnished. Then I will glue it to the panel, and that's for the Lisa Carroll. That will be glued to the panel and then trimmed down to the panel size, ready to be framed. Now, what I used to do in some of my earlier stuff, I would paint it. I had them already glued to a panel, and then when they're on the panel, I would be varnishing it. But some of them, when I found out when I'm varnishing it real heavy, because it's a material, the varnish can get through, and it was interacting with the varnish, with the glue, and making it release and leaving bubbles here and there. So now this has been varnished, it's dry. I can glue it onto the panel and I know it won't want to lift and separate. But that's the varnish that I used on that. So depending if you paint it on paper or whatever you paint it on, you might want to varnish your work or you might not have to. Are there prints of Marilyn? Yes, there is. Oh, she just fell over now. There you go, there's a print of that one. It's just to hide all my printer and stuff because it looks messy. That's why I put that there. It's just hiding it. But there's prints available of that, okay? There's even prints, I will go and put, because I have another Marilyn black and white one. It's all the way up on the wall there though, I can't reach it. I will add some more paintings in my paintings available for sale in the link below. Have a look in there as well. Thanks, Rod, I missed that. He said, had them, Kristen. Good afternoon, says Susan Turtle. Robert Flampson. Hello, Robert Flampson. G'day, Robert Flampson. Okay, so yes, I do have prints of Marilyn there. I've got a nice black... Actually, I can get it. It's not that hard. I can still talk with this lead. This lead's quite long. Now, this is another one that you can get prints of if you want. Changed it up a bit. This is just a black and white pop art type of style. I've just put it into a frame there, okay? But there's also that one available as well. All right, I'll put that down there. Up and down here, like, yeah. Wires everywhere. Where are we up to? How do you make prints of your paintings? Well, you've got to get photos. First, you've got to get photos where you don't have glare in your photos, because, like, I don't know if you can see on this, but there's no glare on the photos that I've taken, okay? There's no glare on that. If the actual photo had a glare on it, when you print it, you're printing a glare with it. So you need to practice taking good photos of your art. And what I normally do is get it on somewhere and tilt it downwards and have the camera looking up, because 9 times out of 10, if you got it like that and your light source is up here, it's shining glare onto your surface you're trying to take a good photo of. There's a video on my Facebook about how to take photos of your art, I think, or in the art group, I'm not sure. Always enjoy Mr. Ian for some reason. Good afternoon to you all from Paris. Janine, all the way from Paris. G'day, how you going? I like the black and white of Marilyn. Yes, it's a beautiful one. I love that one. The actual painting of that is about this wide and about, oh, that bloody tall. It's in the studio. What I'll do next time I do a film of a video, a tutorial, I'll just have it in the background there so you can actually see how big it is. Thank you for making me grow artistically with your tutorials. I've learned to say, but wow, I can do it. Thank you for over 100 likes on my painting to all, but it's also thanks to you, Ian. Well, that's very good to hear, Sylvia Vinci. Good to hear that feedback. I'm glad that it's helping you in your journey. Hairy Hamster, I've painted a seaside. I painted the seaside plants that you paint so beautifully. Forgotten the name of them. Thank you for your great explanation. Seaside plants. What seaside plants have I painted? Palms I've painted. How to take photos in Facebook art group. Ian? Yeah, there's a video in how to take photos in the art group. Julie Pitham. What are the best liner brushes to use? I noticed some have long bristles than others. Some are script liners, some are, I don't really know. I've just got one that, well, the first one I ever bought was longer hairs. The one I'm using now is shorter hairs, but they're very fine, twisting it through the paint and get it to do what it does. It's depending what you do. They work wonderful for oils. Never mix your acrylic paints to paint in oils and vice versa, because they just clag up. So what are the best liners? I don't really know what the best liner is. I can't give you a true answer to that. Unless there's someone in the room who knows, they can answer that question for Julie Pitham. Rod Miller, good question, Julie. I have wondered the same thing. Dance the like button, folks, says Julie Cash. What are the best liner brushes to use? And it depends if you're going to just use it for like fine lines or squiggling shadows under your foam, hitting the sand on the beach or whatever. It depends what you're going to use it for. Sometimes a longer one would be better than a shorter length haired one, and sometimes a shorter length haired one will be better than the longer one, depending what you're using it for. Gisela P, thank you your teaching. It's making me a better painter. I just love your attitude and wisdom. Thank you very much, Gisela Peterson. You're bloody beautiful. That's a kiss to you, sweetheart. Angela. Robert, make sure your bell is on for notifications, says Angela. Kaya, master touch brushes. Crazy Giraffe is alive. I am currently painting a series. One is the Tooth of Time, a mountain. And I am trying really hard to get detail in the rock sculpture part of it. You're having a hard time getting detail. Well, you need to watch somebody painting something similar to what you're trying to achieve if you're a beginner or your early stages of your art journey, and to just see. And you've probably got to practice a bit more as well. I don't know how far you are in your journey there, but you need to do a hell of a lot of practice before you actually start painting. But we all want to paint straight away, which is fair enough, but you just need to practice as well. Do you have advice? Crazy. I need it. Like I said, practice. Watch some other tutorials where they're doing that type of thing, and then you need to sit down and practice it. You don't need detail in a mountain unless the mountain is close up and there's the actual painting itself, but it's in the background. You don't really need too much detail. Great teacher, thank you, says Lisette Bird. I will have a look, thank you, Angela. Oh, you're welcome, Robert. Another question over here. Okay, when framing your painting, what colour should you have the frame to make your painting pop? And you don't put glass, and you don't put glass over it. Can you explain why not? Because it doesn't belong. It'll ruin the painting over years to come. It'll be pushing against it. It'll give glare. You don't put a painting behind glass. The best way you can make your painting pop is whatever first work out what colour you want your frame, whether you want it to be black, a green, a grey, a gold, or whatever. 9 times out of 10, paintings pop when you paint the inner border white like this. I do that quite often on my frames, on the ones that I use. If this was just in a black frame, it'll look so-so, but that white line is, to me, is making it pop. Some other people might think, no, you don't need that, but I feel you do. Everyone is different. I might answer a question one way and someone else might go and answer it the other way. It doesn't mean we're right and wrong from each other. It's just the way we do things. I will have a look. Thank you, Angela. You're welcome. Kaya. Hello. I noticed it's much harder to paint darker people. Any suggestions? Practice. Portraits and people aren't for everybody as well. There's a lot of seasoned artists that cannot comprehend, that cannot achieve portraits or people as well as they would like, but it would take a lot of practice there, Kaya. Here's another question. What is your favourite brushes? What is your favourite brush you use and the size of them also? Do you prefer long handled or short handled? What is the difference by using a short handle or long handle? Well, to me, a short handle brush would be when you're sitting down and you're painting like that. You just need a short handle. You don't need a long one. But then again, you've got a long one when you're standing up and you may be doing some plein air painting and you're getting back and looking out there and you get it in there and you're getting real arty. You're feeling so artistic. You're becoming at one with your art, and bullshit is happening from that long-handled brush. To me, that's what you use a long and a short handle for. There might be other reasons. I don't know. I've noticed it much hard to paint darker people. I've read that one, haven't I? Please tell us about how you became such a brilliant artist, says Hairy Hamster. How you became such a brilliant artist. Did you go to art school or you just practiced a lot? No, I didn't go to no art school. I'm self-taught. And yes, I did practice a lot. I practice what I want to do. I look at the painting and I look at the colours within it, and my mind's doing a lot of work, and I'm already telling myself how I'm going to put it out there. I've already done a lot of practicing. I still practice, but not as much as I should, but it takes a lot of practice. I don't look at myself as, oh, I'm such a brilliant artist, but I do know I can paint art that is okay and nice to look at, okay? Everyone's art is different. Here's another question. What do you use to wash your brushes with, and where is the safest place to put leftover paint from your jars? I don't have leftover paint. I smear it into my board and let it dry and peel it up like plastic and throw it in the bins. So I don't know that, but what do you use to wash your brushes? I use warm water. I have the tap on warm or to hot, and I do it in there, warm water. Here's another one. How much retarder to add to your paint for your sky? And do you use it throughout your painting? I use, what would you say, about 40% retarder to the amount of paint. And I only use it for putting the base for my sky. I don't use it throughout the painting, no, I do not. How do we find you paintings to buy them? How do we find how do we find your paintings to buy them? Good question. There's a link in the description below. Art for Sale. Click on that. It's an album on my Facebook page, and it'll show you what's there. Message me on Facebook and let me know what one you're interested in. Have you ever done an abstract painting? I have tried, but it always looks like something my 5-year-old grandson did. No, I've never tried it, but get your grandson to do a painting or a picture and then use it as a reference to make an abstract painting, and see how you go that way. Reverse the situation. Because there is someone on YouTube, I remember seeing a feed on Facebook many years ago. The kid will do a kiddie drawing, but then the artist puts it into an abstract, beautiful piece. Very clever work, very cleverly done as well. You can try that yourself and see how you go with that. Here we go. Hairy Hamster. Your depth of shading from dark to light and the sunshine makes your work stand out. I have much to learn. Yes, we all have a lot to learn, but it's fun doing it at the same time. And you get to put it down in paint on the canvas as you're learning. And sometimes your earlier paintings, you can look back at them and think, oh yeah, look what I did there and how much you've developed and changed. What is the difference from matte white, medium, and just white and base white? I don't know. I only use craft white and titanium white. I've never used matte white medium, so I can't tell you. I suppose matte white would be matte. It's not very shiny as well. It's good for tinting. I love watching you paint, very inspirational. Which blending brush do you use, please? I just use, have I got one around? I use the 2-inch type from the hardware store for blending, okay? And I'm not just putting it on there and blending like this. That's not how I blend. How I blend, I've got the surface craft paint retarder on there, and I've put the sky color on there, okay? And blended it into that craft paint retarder. Then I'll get my cloud paint. I stamp that on in a way, pick up the blending brush, and then I'm touching it, smearing it, the edge of it, bits of turmoil here and there. I'm all over the place like that. I'm not just bang on and rubbing willy-nilly hoping for something to happen, because anything can happen that way. You've got no control of what you're trying to develop. That's just my opinion on that. Thank you, Angela. And Ian says, Kaya. Julie Pitham, great suggestion. Thank you, Ian. Okay, here's another question over here. How much, I read that one. How do we read that one? Where do you do live paintings through the week? When do you do live paintings? See, I'm a bad reader. Monday night, 7:30 p.m. Perth, Western Australia time, Monday night, and Wednesday night. Don't hold me to it, but they're the nights I try and get out and do a live tutorial. Do you have items for sale, and any chance of those blending brushes to be bought from you at any time soon? No, I don't have any brushes for sale, sorry. Do you have items for sale? Yes, I have paintings and prints for sale. Paintings and prints. Prints of my paintings. And the prints are not bad either. They're just as good. I don't know if you can see that on there. There's probably a different colour tone, but this has been varnished as well. But they're very great quality, the prints. What is the most like painting you have done? I don't know, I've never looked. I know the one I like is, I'm pretty happy with the one I did of Steve the cat. Would you be able to do any larger size paintings live and sell them? Would you be able to do any larger? I can if I know the painting's going to be sold, but I won't do it and hoping that it would get sold. But if someone was to say, I want you to paint this for me and I'll pay for you to do it, well then I can do a live painting of that. Would you be able to go, and I read that one. Okay, that's it. That's all those questions there. What have we got here? What would you say is the best surface to practice on? You can practice on anything. And the more different surfaces you practice on, you're opening up your mind to see what's going to be a good surface for you and your style and what you like to paint on and practice on. It doesn't have to be canvas, it doesn't have to be a certain cardboard or canvas paper. It can be anything, but you can get practice pads, canvas pads. They're about the size of this from the art store. They're canvas paper. You can practice on them. They are great. You know the old Wheaties box, you can turn it inside out and use the brown side inside there and paint on that. It doesn't have to be a white surface. See how that goes for you. It would be very dry and thirsty though. There's just so many. There's MDF board. You can paint with sealing white, primer it or white gesso, sand it down and give it a couple of coats, and you can paint on that. You can even do oil paintings on those if you're an oil artist. You can do a painting in acrylic and use that as the underpainting and then go for it and bring it to life with oils if you're into oils. Hisella, do you remember the cross I made? I do recall you putting a cross out there. I didn't put base, just started doing carbon pencil and acrylic. Should I have used a white base? You should always use a white base, it does help. Ian, you have for sale, sorry, I've got to read that again. Ian, you have, for sale, your cups, aprons and so on with your Ianapolis prints on there. Oh my, yeah, I've got merchandise, that's under the video there. If you scroll down under the video there, you'll see my merchandise. I've got shirts, sweaters, leggings, towels, pillows, cups, all sorts. Check it out and see what's available. Different colours and sizes as well. Okay, Wheaties box. Wow, a Wheaties box. Yes, Wheaties, cornflakes, Rice Crisp, whatever. A cereal packet. Take the cereal out first though. Hairy Hamster. Since I started painting a few years ago, I've destroyed most of my clothes. I'm sure I'm not the only one who forgets to put on painting clothes. Yeah, we've all done that. My first clothes I ever painted in, which was, if you go to video number 4, or even number 2, how to paint a portrait or how to paint an easy moon, that was before that was my early days. I think I was just wiping the brush on me there. But yep, you can, some people deliberately do it as well. Yes, Hairy Hamster, I have 2. There we go. How long have we been going for? 42 minutes. Well, I suppose I can start wrapping this up now. We've went half an hour on the one that first buggered up, and now this one. I can't use that microphone. That's very disappointing. I'm got to work something out for next week because I had to go. I'm using my iPhone now and my lapel mic, what I normally use for when I'm filming tutorials. Okay, it's been great spending this time with you people here. Do I put gesso on my canvases before I paint them? No, I do not. The canvas I buy off the roll is already gesso primed, so I don't. I wear a pair of old overalls and a tank top to paint in. Thank you so much for giving your time. That's it. You're welcome, Hairy Hamster. And just remember, that is the most precious and the most best gift you can give anybody for free is your time. Okay, just remember that. It's the most best gift you can give somebody, your time. And hit the thumbs up. Don't be shy to hit the thumbs up. All right. Don't forget, if you like what I'm doing, you tell your friends. But if you don't like what I'm doing, you tell everybody. All right. All the best. Goodbye. Good luck. And good on you. Oh, it's not on the computer now. It's on my phone. So that's. I've got to go over there. Really appreciate all the tips you give us, says Kevin Brownwall. Susan Turtle saying bye all. I've done my outro. I'm finished my cuppa. I need another one. I'm here all on my own. That microphone's... What the hell is wrong with it? stupid thing. It's showing that it's on, but it disengages. I don't know why. Bloody thing. Thank you by everyone. Kristen Tyrell, Susan Turtle, Kevin Brownwell, Hazella. I feel awful that not many showed up, but most people are working now. No, that's okay. On my lives, I average around 50 views, 50 viewers in the room when I do my Q&A. My paintings, a lot more come into the paintings when I do a live painting in Cellar. I average anywhere from 70 up to 200 in the room at a time. Good night, everyone. Thanks for joining. Ian is the best. Cyber hugs and kisses to you. He can hear you fine. Yes, I can hear fine. I've got good hearing, I reckon. Oh, well, that's it. I've got to get all this off now. So I will go behind the camera and say it's Uru from the Guru.